With a mother, father, and older brother all having played basketball at the collegiate level, it was only natural for Dawn Evans to find a love for the sport.
Dale had graduated from college and was working, and Dawn was in high school, and he would tell her, stay after practice. She and he would work, for a couple more hours, and so it's always just been a family. I mean, it's just something that we all love.
From the earliest ages, Dawn was a standout in the sport, and during her high school career in Clarksville, Tennessee, many universities came calling, including JMU.
I think the battle was how close I was going to be to home, because I am so extremely close to my family. And then I went on my official visit, and it was the best official visit I had.
But we left there not knowing what her choice was going to be.
No, she still
hadn't made her decision.
Look at her pro and con boards.
Yeah.
She had little stickies.
And I looked at the list at JMU, and I was like, wow, I'm really going 9 hours from home.
And when she said JMU, we were like, what? And I always say, that's one of the best things that happened to her. They took such great care of her.
Formed a bond with her family, knowing that I was going to continue to push her. I was going to be a continuation probably of what she had her whole life with her dad and her brother.
She was like another daughter. They spent a lot of time in the gym developing. She can just do things that, he was just like, oh wow, so all right, you can do that, so let's try to do this.
And immediately I knew that we were going to kind of go in a different direction. We were going to be, a three-point shooting team.
In her first game, Evans had 22 points and 6 assists in a win over Harvard, and her legendary career was underway.
She's only 5'5". I don't care what the roster says. She's 5'5", but she had the heart of someone who was 6'5". She was Steph Curry before Steph Curry for the women's game.
Evans sank 85 of her JMU and CAA career best 387 three-pointers that freshman season, while teaming with senior and eventual 12-year WNBA pro Tamara Young.
To have them willingly sharing the spotlight, willingly sharing the basketball to try to make our program better, when you sit back and you look back on that year, it was magical.
In the women's NIT that year, Young scored a school record 38 points in a home win over Radford. Then Evans equaled that record, scoring 26 in the second half and 8 in the final minute of regulation, as the Dukes registered a comeback overtime win at Indiana.
I think the shift to me in wanting to be, a leader on this team happened during that Indiana game where we went into OT, and I felt the trust of everybody around me, these upperclassmen who have been at JMU way longer than I had.
As a sophomore, Evans was among the nation's scoring leaders at nearly 24 points per game, as JMU again won 24 games and advanced in the WNIT. But during preseason training in the fall of 2009, it became clear something was wrong.
It was just, I noticed I could not get in shape.
I didn't think much of it. I'm like, girl, you better get out there and make that time. Stop playing around, stop slacking, go out there and run that time. It's like, nah, Dad, I'm trying. It's like, that should be really easy for you. I'm like, okay. But being what it was, the doctors at JMU had her, saw some concerns, says, let's test for this and let's just check to be safe.
Those tests led to more tests at the University of Virginia Hospital and at Vanderbilt Medical Center.
And they told me, yeah, she had kidney disease, and I didn't know. I'm like, what does this mean, actually? She only has like maybe 22% kidney function left, and it's just like somebody hit me in the gut.
And in the midst of it, my whole world is invested in basketball, and the doctor's initial reaction is like, well, we're going to have to let go of basketball.
And she told him, you don't get the last word. God gets the last word.
With that resolve, and within 24 hours of a biopsy at UVA Hospital that would indicate the severity of the disease, Evans lifted her team past a nationally ranked Virginia Cavalier team, matching her career and school record high of 38 points. In all, Evans missed just 2 games that season.
You know, I think I was saying why her more than she was saying why me. And very quickly she decided, you know, she was going to take this cause on and she was going to be able to help other people.
She said to me, God doesn't make mistakes, Mom. He did this for a reason. And she said, I have to use this to help somebody.
Once I started to study it, that this is what I'm dealing with affects kids more than it affects anything. People are covering this story. I can use this to reach out to people to give them something that I might not necessarily have. And that for me gave me purpose. JMU, traveling, going to different places. I didn't have to stay in one place. I could meet kids all over, wherever JMU, you know, traveled to, and in every city, somebody was dealing with this.
Through it all, Evans dominated on the hardwood, averaging a school record 24.6 points per game and making a JMU and CAA record 112 three-pointers. And on a March afternoon in the Convocation Center, leading the Dukes to their first CAA crown since 1989.
So, you know, that was the year we flipped the switch. That it wasn't just us, but that all the great teams before us, you know, took us one step up and one step up, one step, till we got to the door and we were able to finally unlock it and walk through.
In her senior season, the Dukes would repeat as CAA champions as Dawn learned even better how to pace herself.
It was a special thing that we had. We would come over to a timeout, okay? I always put everybody's hands in when we break the huddle. And her hand would be there first, I put my hand on the top of hers. And when she would squeeze my hand very gently, I knew it was on.
Such as that December, as Evans led JMU from 13 points down in the final 4.5 minutes to beat UVA at the Convocation Center, setting a new school record with 42 points. Evans ended her career with a JMU record 2,667 points and a record career scoring average of better than 21 points per game. And her 564 assists were the 10th best in JMU history. She was All-CAA First Team 3 times and Player of the Year as a senior. Her teams won 100 games and reached the NCAA tournament twice. Evans played overseas and in a couple of stints in the WNBA, but has never stopped her outreach to other kidney disease sufferers. Even after 2 kidney transplants, the last just this past winter, she continues to inspire, living in Hollywood and developing a successful acting career. Her first TV acting credit, Never Would Have Made It, the Marvin Sapp story, aired recently.
And I play the young version of his wife, Melinda Sapp.
She was just an amazing woman. I mean, in every aspect.
Marvin, are you okay?
I'm okay. She always said stuff like man of God, woman of God.
The way this woman bounces back is just amazing. I'm telling you, she's back into a flow of things and she's working 110% in her craft. So she's like a superwoman.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the newest member of the James Madison University Athletics Hall of Fame, Dawn Evans.